Here's KATC Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back, and while we put Sally to bed, eventually it's down to a depression. Our focus will go to a frontal boundary that's going to be heading this way. That's going to give us our first taste of fall, but it comes with a little bit of an asterisk that we're going to have to watch the Gulf of Mexico for a developing system. But this is Sally right now. Let's take a look at that. This is a 24-hour radar loop here, and you can see how Sally late last night went from a Cat 1 when we left you at this time last night to a Cat 2 as it came down onto the coast. Certainly a horrible situation there, and now kind of an open, half-filled tropical depression as it moves along, but very heavy rains across much of the Florida Panhandle, now moving into eastern portions of Alabama, into Georgia, where another 4 to 8 inches will be likely along the path of this storm, especially on the eastern side and right near the center. And still busy in the Atlantic Basin. One system coming off the African coast, a 60% chance of developing now, so that's come down a little bit. Tropical Storm Vicky on her last legs, and then we have Hurricane Teddy. This one's going to probably become a major storm and may head up toward Bermuda way. We'll have to watch that. Could threaten New England, perhaps the Canadian Maritimes. That's the remnants of Paulette. And then back to the west, we have Tropical Depression Sally now, and a system that we're watching in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico that actually has a 50% chance of developing through Friday, a 50-50 chance of a tropical depression, and a 70% chance over the next 5 days. And this could be the next named tropical storm. If so, the name would be Wilfred. Unless something out in the Atlantic develops, then it's going to be Alpha as we head into the Greek alphabet. Here we are in mid-September. So here is Sally moving along. The heavy rainfall now pushing into Georgia at this hour. And again, center of circulations over here by Montgomery, but pushing off to the north and east and moving at a better clip now, moving to the northeast at about 9. So beginning to speed up. Last night, it was moving no more than 2 miles an hour for a good 18 hours. So here's the Euro model taking that system out to sea. Look at all the blue across the U.S. This is drier air coming in, more comfortable air from a ridge of high pressure up by the Great Lakes. But notice this broad circulation out here in the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to sit around and spin for days while we probably will enjoy some nice weather going into next week. But we're going to have to watch whatever develops down here, as there's no forecast that tells us what direction this is going to go. And notice toward the end here, I'm just going out 8 days. This is looking close to a hurricane. So something that we'll have to keep an eye on for sure. In fact, as we take a look at the tropical models, the low pressure system down here we go through Saturday. It looks like, well, things are going to the north. Then all of a sudden things are moving to the west or dropping back to the southwest. And the bottom line, here we're going 8-9 days down the road, and we really don't see a definitive landfall, perhaps Texas or Mexico down the line. But this is a system that we're going to have to watch because it's going to be quite unpredictable, as steering conditions in the Gulf are very light and going to stay that way. And that part of the Gulf is also ripe for tropical activity. Nice warm water and nice winds aloft. So here we go with our forecast in the near term. Fair to partly cloudy skies. Again, a sun and cloud mix for tomorrow. And as we head into tomorrow evening, we're going to see more clouds, maybe through Friday morning as a frontal boundary works its way southward. And then finally more pleasant air moving in. Temperatures Friday topping out in the low to mid 80s, and we should be in the mid 80s this weekend with lots of sunshine and comfortable humidity. So quiet night ahead. 73 your low, 90 the high for tomorrow. A sun and cloud mix. Rain chances staying low. A little bit of a breeze. The breeze tonight not quite there, so the mosquitoes are going to be having a little bit more of a field day tonight. And as we go down the road, finally our first little taste of fall on the way, and it stays in the 80s going into the following week. Of course, the caveat, we'll have to keep an eye on the tropics throughout this period, but for now, looking very good indeed with respect to weather. One more 90-degree day, and then finally, we may be done with 90-degree days, at least for the short term.
Really? Okay.
One more?
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Kind of buried the lead there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No promises. You know us in the weather lab.
Yeah.
No promises.
And it is South Louisiana after all.
Sure
Alrighty,
is.
thanks, Rob.
And stay with us, everybody. We have more news coming up right after this break.